Good evening, guys. This is the Not for Debate podcast with G Money and Shake. What's up, Shake?
Shake
How are you?
money. Shake money. Don't forget the money part, baby.
Yeah, don't forget the money part. And finally, I get to see my face. It's been a while,
Yeah.
but how you doing today, Shake?
I'm doing well. How about you, brother? How you doing, G man? G.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just chilling, just maintaining. The first topic, because we were talking about this behind, backstage. Julio Jones. Where do you think he should land? What would be the best fit? My question to you, Shake, is what is the best fit for Julio Jones?
I would say a team that and has a few pieces away. I think Rams is a good fit. As I said, they're my dark horse because of they got Matthew Stafford now. And they've gotten some complementary pieces. The receivers they got now. I don't think they're an alpha receiver like Julio Jones is, so they'll be great complementary pieces.
Even
And
at
then
32, you think he still has it? Yeah.
no, he's gonna be a leader. I mean, the guy, the age is nothing but a number. I think that there's some people that you either have it or you don't. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how old you are. I think he's at the prime position. You take a look at Larry Fitzgerald played for so long at that age. Um, Even the guy Antoine Bolden played a long while.
And he had a great career too. He was a very
Yes,
solid receiver. Yeah. Yeah.
To was still positive in his 30s. So
Yeah.
that age thing, I think he's still got at least a good 5 years in him. So and that, again, the leadership aspect. A great fit will be the Colts. I think they're one good receiver away from you know making some noise into NFL, making noise. So I think that's not. I think they're more of a realistic for two reasons. Number one, they got the trade assets, and number two, they got hella cap space.
The
I think like
Dolphins as
they're
well.
oh well, not like the Colts do. Colts are like the top five teams with a lot of cap space. They've been spending their money wisely. They really haven't. If you notice in the last few years, the Colts really haven't been blowing their money on free agency. They get a couple of good names here and there, but they don't really get high ticket free agents.
No, that's true. That's true. And I think that he would add to. Well, my thing is, I don't know if they're ready to win now. I think the Rams are a viable option because they have the full team to compete, and I think the Colts are a couple of more pieces away. But I like
Mm-hmm.
Bora's idea that for the Dolphins. I think that he would help the Dolphins in Tua. That type of receiver would help the young core, and maybe that would help
Mm-hmm.
get into the playoffs. So I like the Rams. I like the Dolphins pick. Is there any other team? Because we were talking about the Patriots
Well,
before.
the only reason I push back on the Dolphins, and I want to trust me, if I'm a Dolphin fan. If
Right, right, right. Yeah.
if they said we got Julio Jones, but at the end of the day, you got to remember, deep passing is something that is established. I'm not saying that Tua has a weak arm, but he's not. He's known for not having the strongest arm. And at the same time, we've seen quarterbacks that he's not the type of quarterback that probably could develop into the deep arm. You know what I mean? But right
Mhm.
now he's not there. And Julio Jones is somebody that needs a
Needs a
quarterback that's a little
quarterback
more,
that could throw it deep. Yeah.
and that's a little more established. That's why Matthew Stafford is a little more established. Carson Wentz, he had his bad year last year, but he hasn't established. He's established. You know what I mean? Especially with Frank Reich.
Right.
So with that being said, those why I picked those two instead of the Miami.
Okay, well, I can understand that. I also want to get into another topic, the Green Bay situation. My question to you is, do you think that's salvageable? Do you see him in the Green Bay Packers uniform next season?
Well, that's why Green Bay. When I said Julio, Green Bay was my dark horse, which I don't really. I'd be shocked, if it did happen. But one of the things that I can make sense of it is I could see the GM making an attempt for him to say, hey, look, Aaron, I'm gonna bring you him. I'm gonna bring you Julio Jones to kind of mend fences. You know what I mean?
Right.
As a way to mend fences with Aaron Rodgers. Look, if I bring you Julio Jones, would he be something that will make you happy a little bit? And then let's look if you and I think at the same time it's gonna kind of put the ball in Aaron Rodgers' court. All right, you want a valuable weapon? The ball's in your court. You know, if you restructure your contract a little bit, we'll give you an extension. Plus, we'll bring you Julio Jones. So if that's what you're bitching about, you know what I mean? Uh,
Hmm.
the ball is in your court. You could do a contract extension, and we'll be able to bring in Julio Jones with no issue. Just like Brady did, just like these other quarterbacks. Even Ben Roethlisberger took a pay cut a while back to bring so he could bring back Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown. This is before all the issue happened.
Right.
So quarterbacks have took pay cuts so they could bring in valuable receivers. So can he do the same thing?
I think that I was hinting at this earlier before, how when Randy Moss went to, I think, Tennessee and then went to Oakland, everybody said his career was over. He gets to New England, and that
Mhm.
rejuvenized not only his career but Tom Brady's career. So
Yeah,
I think that would be nice. I think that would have the same type of, not that Julio Jones is Randy Moss, but
no,
he
of course.
had, of course not, but he's good enough to get that team over the top.
Hmm.
Unfortunately for Green Bay, they don't have the cap space. You can always manipulate the cap, but I don't think, unfortunately, that's not realistic. Everybody would want that, but I don't think that can happen. I think that, as far as in my take, I think Aaron Rodgers stays there, but he's not going to be happy.
Hmm.
I think if you're Green Bay, if he wants to leave, trade him. Trade him
Hmm.
now while he's still good. You don't want to wait until he gets bad. So you
Hmm.
get viable. I think that you can get a couple of first rounds
Hmm.
and maybe a couple of players for Aaron Rodgers. What do you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure a stupid team. I don't think he's worth that much, but I think a couple of teams that like the Denver Broncos. I
Hmm.
think is but I think in my opinion is the strongest. Uh, another one is the Oakland Raiders. Because he mentioned those two teams, so I think those are the two teams that he wants to go to. So I think those are the two because he's West Coast. So I think those are the two teams that have a good chance of landing him.
Okay. So in your bet, he's not staying. Like that's your gut feeling.
I
He's not going
mean,
to stay.
I don't know. To be honest with you, man, everything happens. You know, what I mean, it could happen, it couldn't happen. You know, what I mean, we don't know. Aaron Rodgers really hasn't said anything much about it. You know, what I mean,
Mhm.
so um, the only way I would say that he's out is when mandatory minicamp happens, and we'll see if he attends those.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see. As far as something that we're going to touch on in the future that I just want to touch now, just slightly talk about it. Top 10 video game franchises.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, we're not going to get into it completely, but I just want your thoughts on that. Like, what is your favorite video game? What got to you, or what made you fall in love with video games, or in your opinion, like, what's one of your
Well,
favorite video games of all time?
well, I'm a lot older than you, so
Yeah.
when I was a kid, Nintendo first came out. I was in, I want to say the second grade, but then even before then, when I was in kindergarten, I remember in the first grade, um, uh, I had the Atari.
Mm.
So when I was in the first grade, my first game to fall in love with was two Pitfall, and Star Wars for the Atari.
Star Wars for the Atari, is that the one where you it's just shooting up in the air and then you shoot a whole bunch of,
No, that's Asteroids.
that's asteroids? Oh, okay, okay.
It's you were like a little ship, and then you were fighting those. And remember, Return of the Jedi? Those little dinosaur things.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And then
Okay, that's what
Spider-Man
that.
too. They also had Spider-Man, which if you revisit those games, you'd be like, wow. That
Spider-Man
was
for the Nintendo.
no for the Atari.
Oh, they had it back then for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I think
class.
the very the very first game that caught my eye was remember the 007 game for 64.
Oh yeah.
That game was ahead of its time. That was nice. The graphics for that were just a hand, but it was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it was the Halo of the first Halo.
That's true. That's true. And then once I got to Halo, Halo just changed everything. I think that the way that Vor and Havoc feels about Mass Effect, how they
Mm-hmm.
continue to talk about it. I think Halo was Mass Effect before Mass Effect,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. Halo was serious. I really got into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a topic that we're gonna get into in a couple of weeks, as far as the greatest video game franchises. So guys, stay tuned for that. Anything
Yeah.
else you want to talk about, Shake?
As far as video games too, another one but what made me really, in my opinion, my favorite thing to play is the open world genre. I love the open world genre, and Zelda was the first one that really had an open world
That's true. But will you
where
consider Mario open world?
no Mario
No,
is stages.
stages. Okay, that's right. That's right.
When Mario
Okay.
first came out, it was stages. And not to mention, see, the thing I like about open world was like Zelda was the first. Well, Zelda was especially for the Nintendo 64, was the first game that it was night day. You could visit other cities, and the thing I liked about Zelda was that as the story progressed, you see certain villages made progress. Certain villages were being destroyed because of certain
Hmm.
things happened. So out of all whatever happened throughout the mission, you could see the effects throughout the open world. Through the towns. You know, so I think that was my one of my favorite. That's why I love open worlds because you don't have to necessarily do the main mission. You could just if you want to explore, you could explore. If you want to, so
Oh, Grand
uh,
Theft Auto opened my eyes to open world games. I think that's what Grand Theft Auto was a great open world franchise. We just
mm-hmm.
have somebody on the podcast.
Or it's
That
Quinte. Quinte.
what's going
What's
on,
up, Quentin?
Quincy?
How are you? What's up, man?
What's going on?
Chilling. So we were talking about what do you think about the Aaron Rodgers situation? Do you think that is salvageable? Do you think he can stay, or if you're Green Bay, would you trade him? Because I would.
I'll trade him
Mhm.
because you can get something. You're not gonna get a first round pick for a person the same age as me, 37 years old. It's
Right,
not gonna
right.
happen. You can get probably a second or a third
Okay,
because
so
they want.
what team?
I would say the Giants, the the Washington football team, Denver. That's about it.
What do you think about
Most
Oakland?
they
Las
like
Vegas now.
they like Ryan Tannehill Jr. And to me he worse than Ryan Tannehill. At least Ryan Tannehill consistent. He played good, be an MVP candidate, and then he just fall off the face of the earth. I don't know what's his problem.
Mm. Also, at least Tannehill's athletic too.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
that's the
true.
difference. And I don't care. Nobody say his brother was better than him. His brother got dealt a messed up hand. I feel as though if his brother went to a better team, he'll be a better quarterback.
Oh yeah.
That's just my opinion. Because sometimes the players get dealt messed up situations, and
Mm-hmm.
because put it like this, take Jordan Love. It's probably time for him to play. That's why they want to move on from Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers want to be a big baby. That's
Mm-hmm.
one reason I like Aaron Rodgers, but he's too much of a diva, and you ain't do nothing in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be the best passer of the football. Yes, that's nice, that's cute. But what have you done?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't put all that on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Take Donovan McNabb. McNabb had less talent. He had 1 year of talent and went to Super Bowl.
He also had Andy Reid. He also had Andy Reid with him too.
He had Andy Reid, but what talent on offense he had besides Brian
Dude,
Westbrook?
he had a wide receiver named James Thrash, which
James Trash.
Yeah, he was trash. Yeah.
Yeah, I
agree.
McNabb was one of my favorite quarterbacks when I was younger. Yeah. So I'm a Dolphin fan, but I respect talent when I see it.
What got me about him is that game against Arizona. I think it was 2003 when he played it was like a sprain or a broken ankle and was throwing touchdowns. When I saw that game, I was like, yo, I like this guy. I think that's when I actually became a Eagles fan. Yeah.
Now I saw him when we was playing for Syracuse. That man is a beast. But
okay, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
I just feel like with him, he's good, but I feel as though he's not gonna put you over the hump. He's just gonna have pretty stats. I'm not gonna front. He needs to go. If he goes to a team with say like he get traded to the Dolphins. With our team, how it's set up now, we can win a Super Bowl because the defense is going to be solid.
Mm-hmm.
We have enough offense firepower, more than he ever had. I don't care nobody. When last time he won a Super Bowl, that was Brett Favre's team.
Mm-hmm.
That was Brett Favre's team. When last time he won, that's why he didn't do nothing.
And he also had a top 10 defense when he won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, yes. It is all of a sudden just like Green Bay figured out how to build teams. Mm-hmm. That's just my opinion.
Well, let me ask you something then. Let me bring something to the table. If you're Bill Belichick, go and get this man. Go get you another great quarterback. Be great again.
Bill is not going to do that because he got. I'm gonna say this to you. People talk smack about the dude they drafted this year. The man is good. I'm sorry, man.
He is.
He's not.
One sec. I want to just introduce Havoc to the show. What's up, Havoc?
Going on?
Oh, man.
Hey, what a head at, man? What a head at?
Yeah.
I gotta come on camera now.
Sorry for
I gotta come on camera.
What am I doing?
Oh, right. I didn't recognize you.
Man.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
You're in your daughter room again, brother?
Yeah, man. Cause we just came back from bowling, so I had to run and hide.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Chilling.
Man, I just ran out as soon as I got home.
I just feel like with some coaching, he can be because, yeah, you can say he had a whole stacked team for Alabama, but he has some intangibles. He's not Dan Marino or nobody, but you can win with him with service.
Yeah.
Because most quarterbacks, as long as you don't turn the ball over, you have a strong defense, you can win Super Bowls with that. Because look at Troy Aikman. That's my prime example. He's the prime example. And
hell, look at Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bradshaw and Troy Aikman. Not Troy Aikman, but not Steve Young, but Tony Montana. I'm saying
Joe Montana.
Tony Montana.
No, man, wait till Joe Montana was a good quarterback.
Yeah, but he had a super stacked
He had a squad. He had a
super stacked team. Yeah. I'm sorry to say. That's a
on offense and defense.
Yes, super stacked team. Super stacked team, bro.
I mean, what does that have to do with anything? He was a good quarterback still. Besides Jerry, who else did he have to throw to? Who else did he throw to besides Jerry Rice?
I'm gonna say this. He had a tight end.
Teddy Bradshaw or Joe Montana? They both got the same amount of rings.
Joe Montana.
Okay.
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Okay. I take Bradshaw.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's hard to
like Lynn Swan.
Right.
You act like you didn't have.
I'm just saying they all had a team. They all. That's what people fail to realize when you look at.
They all had guys.
Teams back in the day, they always had a squad.
He didn't have a choice though.
Yeah, he had no choice, but it was like they had a squad. They always had a squad.
It's like
the team building was there, and plus, you gotta understand these dudes had to go work another job when the football season was over. So they know how it is to be hungry and want to do something. And to me, today's football players, yeah, they're talented. You can't take that away from them. They don't have that dog. They don't have the heart no more. I don't see that. Even in basketball, just like I'm gonna say this: when LeBron and Kevin Durant retire, is no such thing as a superstar anymore. It's good players.
True. That's not true,
bro. It's not.
That's
it's
not true. Yo, I'm gonna say this. Giannis is gonna be the man.
Giannis.
What about Zion?
And Luka.
Overrated, bro.
I don't really like Zion too much.
He overrated, bro.
I like Zion a lot. He will mess around and get you 20 boards a game.
I'm gonna say Zion is more like Charles Barkley. He's like they want to compare him to LeBron. He's Charles Barkley,
but more athletic.
Like
more athletic.
Nah, he's not more athletic than
yes, he is, bro.
First, no, he's not. No, he's not.
But listen. Transitioning to the NBA, the playoffs are going on right now. I just got a question for the panel. James Harden went down 43 seconds in the first quarter. He's going to get an MRI tomorrow. Right now, the Nets are still up 98-84. So the question is, do you still think the Nets, even without James Harden, will beat the Bucks?
They still got a squad. Dude. They still got a bitch. I'm going to say this to you. They got a couple players that played on the Heat. They used to give us 20 points a game.
You talking about Tyler Johnson?
Tyler Johnson, he could get hot at any time.
Yeah.
Chip Tooth can get hot. You got they have a squad, dude. You still got Durant and bipolar man. And bipolar man can still do it.
If they got all three of them, it's a lock. The championship is a lock if they got all three.
Yeah.
But one of them goes down, then things look a little competitive, although I'm gonna
ask you guys a question since we're talking about basketball, right?
Yeah.
I feel as though this season is notice all the teams that's going far this year is the teams that didn't make it to the playoffs or got knocked out in the first round. Because I feel as though the Lakers and the Heat got a shitty end of the stick. The season ended. They got the season ended and they had to go right back and play again.
It was like 3 weeks.
They had so many. Yes. That's all I'm trying to explain to the dude that where I said if the Lakers were healthy, they would not lost that series, bro.
They wouldn't even be 17.
They basically had a 3-week break before the next season started.
And your body, I don't care what nobody say. When you play like that, your body needs a break, bro. You need a break.
But Happy, let me ask you a question. The original question: do you think the Bucks have any chance in this series? Because I actually think that the Bucks are a good team. And I think they can play defense. They can win a few games and make them competitive. Everybody's saying they're going to get swept. I don't think Giannis is getting swept. Not in this stage of his career.
Giannis can get swept. It's just I don't think Giannis and Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. I don't think all those guys are going to get swept.
I'm going to say Drew Holiday is the X factor.
Yes, he is.
I'm going to say
you change that whole team because all.
I'm going to say if Drew Holiday was not playing, if Drew Holiday didn't play in the last series against the Heat, we would have beat them because Giannis didn't score that many points. It was everybody else getting off.
Okay,
what were you going to say, Shake? What were you going to say, Shake?
I want to counter Quinte real quick with that little argument myself. All right, you're right. They didn't get enough rest. But think about this. They put the season on hold in April?
Yeah.
And then the bubble didn't happen until 2 or 3 months later. So they got
September,
two or three. Yeah. They got a bunch of rest. As a matter of fact, the Lakers was on their last leg before the bubble happened.
They still played like 70 games straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They still played 70 games straight with no break.
Schedule.
Yeah. They still played all those games and still they had to play. That's the thing.
But they still got rest though.
It did not all the teams that are like grinded out teams.
Nah, because you can't get better over time. Come on, say this. When you got young players, like the Heat have a team full of young players. Okay. If you don't have time to groom them, that's why Tyler Hero, he'll play good 2-3 games in a row. That he want to be all on Instagram doing all this shit. But you gotta have structure, and I feel as though that structure they needed in the offseason, it would have helped him.
Yeah.
That just
what were we gonna say?
No, here's the thing. Okay, one last thing, and The thing about here's my point is the bubble started maybe a month or two when the normal regular season started. So either way, they would have been still playing the games anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
but you gotta understand the basketball season don't start until like November, and they were still
October.
playing games.
It started in October.
November, October, yeah, into October, November.
It started in December this year, right?
Yeah, it started as soon as the season ended.
It wasn't even a month, but I don't think Miami had a structure problem. I just think they just have a talent problem. They don't have enough talent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of everyone was banking on Tyler Herro taking this major step up. He is who he is, and I mean, even if you just logically think about it, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, as good as they are, if they're playing LeBron James and Anthony Davis, there should be a conversation of who's winning that series. But they actually made it like a legitimate conversation before, they all got everyone he got hurt basically.
Everybody got hurt, man.
Everybody got hurt at the end. So that was a true bubble championship. So I'm saying, you was out here playing Solomon Hill and Andre Iguodala. Like, you can have it. You can have it.
Yeah.
You can have the championship. It's yours. But man, and the Heat, they tried to pick up Victor Oladipo. He came in on the training table.
Yeah.
He played 2 games and he went back to the training table. So they right now they're talking about trying to get Dame, trying to get Kawhi. And the Heat need a guy. Jimmy Butler is a guy, but they need one more true scorer.
They need somebody to score points. If they had Damian Lillard, that'd be nice. Because they're going to play defense. They just need somebody to score points. But
the thing is, the team, they got too many 3-and-D guys. They don't have enough guys that can create on that team.
Yeah. But they try to do, remember what the Spurs did a while back? They had a whole bunch of 3-and-D guys. And they had
but you can do that with Tim Duncan though.
Yeah. And I don't think Bam not ready. He's still what, 22, 23 years old?
Yeah, he's pretty young.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, Bam isn't a natural offensive presence, right? Yeah. He's a rebounder guy. He can pass the ball a little bit. Yeah. He's not like an instinctual give me the ball, I'm gonna get a bucket guy. Heat and Jimmy Butler is probably their best guy for that, and even he's not the most instinctual scorer either. He's a blue collar superstar basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So they need like a pure give me the ball, get out the way guy.
He's your Udonis Haslem of the small forwards. That's how he plays. He's the Udonis Haslem.
Hey, he got it the hard way.
Yeah.
He got that heart, man. That's what I respect about him.
That's what he's kind of like the forward version of Allen Iverson if you take away the handles. Just like pure heart, pure dog. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can win with that, but you need more. You need more than
Because to me, they needed somebody that can score a point. That's what was missing.
Yeah.
Somebody who can ISO and
bucket.
Okay, so let me ask you all a question. Previewing the second round now. The only first round series is going on is the Mavericks and the Clippers, which is Game 7 on Sunday. But you got Denver and who are they playing? Denver
just won, right?
Right. Denver is playing the Suns, Phoenix Suns. Denver and Phoenix, and then you got Atlanta and Philly, and then you got Utah versus the winner out of the Mavericks and the Clippers. Yeah. Where do you see the second round series going? I think that with Joel Embiid not being healthy, they're going to have some struggle. I'm not saying Atlanta's going to beat them, but Atlanta got some dogs on their team, though. They're not going to struggle?
Hey.
You don't think so?
Nah, hey, Brooklyn's winning 103. Brooklyn is winning right now 103 to 88.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, with Atlanta, Trae Young, if he's going, they're going. But if he's not going,
but at the same time, they got a whole bunch of trees. They got a whole bunch of trees over there for Philly, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think particularly with the Clippers, whether they'll win or not really comes down to how much does Kawhi Leonard and Paul George want to play with each other anymore. Because if they really want to pull it out, they can pull it out. Yeah. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, if they really want to pull it out, they can pull it out. But
to me, it's more up to Paul George.
Maybe a bigger question. George. There may be a bigger question of, is Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, is that enough? Obviously, it's not it's not enough. You need another guy because
if Kawhi Leonard came to the Heat, we'll be having this conversation.
bro, could you imagine if he's at the Heat and then you move Jimmy to the 2? Bro,
Right.
the whole perimeter is locked down.
That defense would be.
Yeah, but it would be hard to shoot. It'll be no drives to the lane. Like they need shooters with those two. They just can't be just those two. You feel me? Like Kelly Olynyk. Shake made this point a few weeks ago. Kelly Olynyk was a big loss for the Heat, in my opinion. Yeah, because he stretched the floor.
Not really. He was a liability on defense. He was slow as dirt.
Yeah, but he can score though.
He can score.
He can score though. Yeah. I mean, look. I think he's one of those guys you make the trade off on. It's like, look, he can't play no D, but he can score at the 5 position. He can stretch the floor out. He can give everybody space to drive into the hole. Instead of Dwayne Dedman, he's just lying there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like Dwayne Dedman. He's just standing there.
At least he gonna get some rebounds and block a couple shots.
What about Phoenix and Denver? Will you guys see that going?
Ooh. I see Phoenix.
You see Phoenix over Denver? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. There's something going on in Phoenix, man. I mean, here's the thing.
I feel Phoenix.
I mean, Chris Paul is always good to get injured during a playoff series. And I've heard this argument over and over and over again. If Chris Paul is healthy, they would have won that game. Well, he ain't ever healthy at the end of a playoff series, so it's a moot point. And he already hurt himself already. He already hurt himself already in the first round. So, hey man, good luck. If he can stay healthy, I like Phoenix. If he can't, it's Denver all day.
Let me ask you this about
because Michael Porter Jr. is coming on now.
All right, let me ask y'all one last Heat question before we move on. Do you think Haslam should just become a coach? That way they could open up a roster spot?
I mean, yeah, that's what what they did with Juwan Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he already a coach, basically. He's just a coach with a uniform. I mean, at a certain point, I mean, you're gonna have to formalize this whole thing. You know, he hasn't really been the player for the team. He's been like he's been the dude who gets down and scrappy at practice. That's who he is now.
Yeah.
He's like, he holds dudes accountable, but you can do that with the suit on, bro. You can do that with the suit on.
Yeah.
You know, keep him in the building. I'm not saying you got to push him out. I'm saying keep him in the building. You know, but
just do with the same thing they did for Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's to that extent because Alonzo is like a.
I'd do that. I'd make Udonis Haslem a vice president right now.
Okay, cool.
Just make something up, man. Just make something up.
Keep him in.
They made something up for Zoe, and he's been writing it out for 20 years now.
You can put him over a player development or something like that. Just make some shit up.
Yeah. You know, his son, Alonzo's son in the G League.
Okay.
Alonzo's son is in the G League.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. I know Kenyon Martin Jr. plays for the Rockets.
Kenyon Martin Jr. Yeah.
Kenyon Martin Jr.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen's son somewhere.
And you know what?
They all young too, man.
And they ain't none of them they daddies either. But
no. Only person who has potential to be like his daddy.
Bronny.
Bronny? Hell no. I'm talking about Dwayne Wade's son.
Oh, he's nice. He's nice.
I'm gonna say this.
Zaire.
The only
what about Tim Jr.? Tim Jr. No.
Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway. Yeah.
Hell, he's nothing like his dad. He a scrub, man.
He's not a scrub.
I won't go that far, but he's not his daddy. He ain't his daddy. He's Keith Askins at best.
If the Mavericks could sign his dad instead of him, the Mavericks would sign his dad instead of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say in today's league, if Tim Hardaway played today, he would be better than Steph. He'd be better than Steph Curry. You know that, right?
He'd be so nasty, bro.
You gotta understand, he was the first Steph Curry, but they just didn't play that kind of style of offense back then.
He was 2010. He was 2010.
Yes, he gonna get you 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 20 points. Bro.
In today's game, you know he's what 20.
He gonna score 40 points, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Man. Tim Hardaway was that guy.
And he was a better penetrator than Steph Curry. You know that, right? Way better penetrator.
Although Tim Hardaway had the crossover.
But
you can't sniff at Steph's handles now.
You can't stiff at it, but Tim Hardaway was
very nice.
He was a better defender, a better penetrator.
Who isn't a better defender than Steph Curry?
Huh?
Who isn't a better defender than Steph Curry? Come on now.
But Tim Hardaway he was a better defender. He was a better defender. I'm just saying, man. That's like my first player. That's one of my favorite players. So,
I mean, he came here first, right? He was the first like major guy that got in a trade.
No, it was Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo
Mourning, and then Alonzo Mourning, and then Tim Hardaway.
And then,
Tim Hardaway. Glenn Rice. Glenn Rice for Alonzo Mourning. Yeah, you're right.
G Money. Right. That was his nickname. Remember G Money?
Yeah.
Glenn Rice.
Yeah, 40. He was number 41. Number 41.
Didn't Steve switch the Heat too back in the day?
He got drafted by the Heat. He got drafted right after Aaron Miner,
Harold Miner.
Harold Miner.
The one that was supposed to be Jordan, but it didn't work out. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Harold Miner was a beast in an NBA Jam, but not in real life.
No.
Yeah. No.
He was a man in NBA Jam.
So what we touched on earlier was the Julio Jones. I just want to know what your guys' take. Where do you think he lands? Because he's definitely getting traded.
I hope he goes to the Heat, not the Titans. The Titans. I pray for him to go to the Titans.
Why? Why the Titans?
I just want him to go to the Titans, man.
That's all they need.
That's all they need.
That's all they need. That's all they need.
I'm gonna say this to you. The reason why sometimes in some games Tannehill only throw the ball a couple times a game because he only got one receiver.
Yep,
that's true. That's true.
And like you got Jets fan, they love the dude they got from that man is he's not trash, but he drops the dude he was playing for the Titans. He was a first round pick, but he drops the ball in the wrong time when you need him to catch it. He drops it. He be wide open, bro. He be wide open.
He's on the Jets right now.
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh man,
damn.
Not Mims, right?
Not Mims. I like Mims. Oh man, what's his name?
To be honest with you, the only Tennessee wide receiver I know is AJ Brown. That's it.
It's AJ Brown.
I don't know any of
AJ Brown still in the league?
Huh?
I didn't know AJ Brown was still in the league.
AJ Brown, yeah.
AJ Brown like 24 years old.
Yeah, he's young.
I'm thinking about somebody else. I'm sorry.
You think about JJ Stokes, maybe.
Oh, yeah. That's way. You taking it back to 9th grade, man.
Way back.
Was it Corey Davis or Elijah Moore?
Yeah, Corey.
Okay.
Corey Davis. Corey Davis.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he'd be good. He'd be a monster one game when they be clicking, and then all of a sudden he just drops the ball, and they just take him out the game. Get your ass on the bench, man.
They got names for guys like that called role players.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be the man. He's supposed to be better than AJ Brown.
Yeah, he's got that.
What about the Rams?
Nah, man, I want him to go to the Titans. I'm sorry.
That's the only team. No other.
That's the only team I want to see him go to.
Not even your team, the Dolphins.
Hell no, we don't need his old ass.
We're looking all right at wide receiver.
Come straight, man. Come and say this. You got two receivers younger than him can do the same thing he do, but he's better at it. Yes,
right.
I know that. But they could do the same thing for less the money.
Way less. Way less.
He's getting quarterback money to catch passes. You know.
That's because him and the owner.
Yeah, he's elite. I know, but still. Go ahead.
Julio Jones figured out how to bypass the GM and just get the money straight from the owner.
Yep.
That's what he did. That's when you see these owners out here talking about, oh, he's like my son. That means he's bypassing the GM. He's getting the deal that he wants, and then the owner is telling the GM make it work.
Yep.
I just don't want him to go to the Cowboys. Like, just don't go to the Cowboys, please. I don't want to see.
I'm gonna say he's gonna go to the Cowboys.
It ain't gonna make a lick of difference either.
It's not, because just like I was telling a dude at work, because he said, man, we got Dak back. I said, Dak is. I love to say that he's Ryan Tannehill, man. He's not that good.
It's pretty good.
I'm gonna say this. Dak gonna put up amazing numbers, and they can go 8-8.
As long as he's putting up those numbers.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'd rather have average quarterback, 3,500, 25 touchdowns.
You rather have Trent Dilfer and win the Super Bowl?
A nice
defense.
You gonna win.
Trent Dilfer
was the man.
Trent Dilfer's walking. Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, they both walking out with Super Bowl rings right now.
Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
Okay, look at Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon he was like 32 years old to be good.
Yeah. I mean, also think about this. Dan Marino and Aaron Rodgers, two of the greatest quarterbacks ever, have about 30-something seasons played between both of them and one Super Bowl title.
Yes. Both only been to one Super Bowl apiece.
Right. No, Dan
Marino went to two. Dan Marino went to two.
He went to two.
Yeah, he lost.
He got beat down and won. And then
his first season, that's the only time I remember him going.
No, he
went. That's the only time. His rookie one time.
You're right.
Wasn't that 85?
I was just
85.
84. I was just being born, man. I was
that
coming out the
vagina.
I was just coming out the vagina when he was going to the Super Bowl, man.
But think about it. Two of the greatest throwers ever been to one Super Bowl. You need the rocket
launcher. You need a whole team. You need a whole
bro. I've been saying it on this podcast for a year.
A whole
ass team to win.
Just like I tell people I remember we had Tannehill as our quarterback. People at work, he's trash. I said, do you see the defense give up 45 points? I'm like, dude. Because I go to the game. I go to the game. I'm like, dude, man, the dude was getting sacked left and right. Come on now, dude. Our team sucks.
But
look at this. Look at the other team.
One thing about Tannehill, I'll admit I was a hater at one time, but then you reflect. One thing about Tannehill, he grew every year.
Yeah, he got better at something every year.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see from Tua. That's what I want to see from Tua. Get better at something every year. If he doesn't progress,
I think if Tannehill was healthy.
Sorry, Havoc, I'm going to talk shit. I'm letting you know right now. I'm going to talk this.
I'll be here. I'll be here. Bro, listen, I have not in the 1 year or so I've been doing this jive business for. I have not wavered once. Not once. Not once. I'm not wavering now.
Yeah.
He's a guy.
But my thing, I'm going to say, just like I told, I feel as though I'm engaging him on Tannehill, but I know he's better than Tannehill when he came in as a rookie.
Right.
I get him that it's fact. But at the same time, and then I talk to people at work, and they say, look at the other quarterbacks. I said, it's true. The other quarterbacks, you saw them have 3 or 4 games they were good at. Good, and they were good.
Mm-hmm.
He had 1 or 2 games. 1 or maybe 2 games he was good in. In other games, he struggled. They want to say now he didn't know the playbook. All the rookies don't know the effing playbook that quick. I don't want to hear that excuse. You play football, it's all the same thing. It's coming at you faster, yes.
Yeah, but you don't admit that if you're in
but I respect his honesty. I ain't gonna front to you. I respect that. That's a leader. I'm not gonna front. That's a leader.
You know what?
That's a leader. That's a leader. I don't care nobody else. That's a leader.
I think a lot of times the media, they're so accustomed to dudes just giving them the canned lines that when a dude is actually he actually says, I'm not saying that he didn't, study the playbook and did what he had to do. I'm saying he could only comprehend so much in that amount of time. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Wide receiver only has to know his routes. Running back only has to know the plays and his protections. Quarterback got to know what everybody's doing on the field. So for him to say that without a full off season, I get that. And particularly, I'll say this: if you look at, I don't want to compare him to other quarterbacks. The other quarterbacks, the other systems, you know what I mean? Like Herbert was out there as a rookie, throwing the ball 50 plus times a game. Every game, bro, that is not a winning formula. I don't care who you are. Letting a rookie throw the ball 40, 50 times a game.
I understand that. It was. I'm gonna say this. They should have won more games than they won because their team was a decent team. It is bad.
The Dolphins, right?
Right. No, I'm talking about the Chargers. They should have won more games. It's terrible coaching. Even though they had a lot of injuries on defense, that was terrible coaching, bro. That's terrible coaching.
Yeah.
Because the kid, I'm gonna say.
Honesty time, real quick. I want y'all to be honest. and this is what I get with Tua now. Where I'm getting at with Tua. 2012, RG3 had a better year than Tanner. Would you agree?
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were starting a football team now, and you had right now, who would you pick, RG3 or Tannehill?
Tannehill.
That's not even a question. RG3 got 1 year. I'd take. That's about it.
Yeah.
But man,
it's only 3 of them left, and one might be at the door soon. He played for the Vikings. It's only 2 of them left.
Cousins, yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting. I remember, when Cousins and RG3 are there at the same time, they're like, "Who do we keep?" And like people are like, "Man, y'all kept Kirk Cousins," and it turns out that was actually the right move.
Yeah,
that was actually the right move to make.
Yeah.
But y'all gave up 10 draft picks to get one good season out of RG3. But all right.
But I feel as though what RG3 failed at is coaching. It was the coach's fault. He
had Bill Gibbs, right?
Nah, he had Shanahan, the dad.
Okay.
Shanahan. Yeah, you're right.
Another
Shanahan.
But Kyle Shanahan was his quarterback's coach.
And they shouldn't have brought him back. They should let him sit on the bench and brought in Colt McCoy. Let him stink up the joint for the rest of the season, and he probably had a longer career. Because I'm gonna say that would have been his career will be the blueprint for Lamar.
Yeah.
Because just like I tell people, say, "Oh man, you always hating on Lamar." I love the kid. I love him, bro. He need to get better. You can be the best quarterback in the league, bro. You can't run your life away. You're gonna get injured, bro.
Well,
every year it get faster defensive players, bro. Michael Vick said it.
You get slower too.
Yeah, you get slower. That's what Michael Vick said. You get slower.
Well, then the organization needs to make he can only do what he can do. The organization needs to, get away from this, this Pop Warner offense that they're trying to run with them, where it's just like
that's the only thing he know how to do.
Bro, you got to get him on something else.
I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to throw shade at the offensive coordinator. I think the offensive coordinator they have is good, but I think that the reason they need a new offensive coordinator, not because he's trash, but because to help evolve Lamar Jackson's game.
Yeah. They need to evolve because he needs to be able to stand in the pocket and throw the ball at least 20, 25 times a game. 25, 26 times a game, that's a winning formula in today's league. If you need to come back a 3-point lead, 3 points down, you can throw the ball 35 times again. But 20 to 26, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's winning formula, bro. Run the ball.
And them drafting wide receivers is going to hopefully help him as well.
That ain't going to help him do nothing, man, until he learn how to stay in the pocket. I'm sorry.
And you know what? We keep saying this, that, what's the point of getting him good wide receivers? Because he's just going to run the ball. Well, if you never give him any good wide receivers, you're never going to know what he can do, right? Yeah. Like you're giving them these Duvernays, and you're giving them big wide position receivers, and then you bring in the guy that can stretch the field out. You got John Brown there, but he's a one-trick pony, right? He's not a number one guy. So
but to me, they have a solid offense. He just
talk about a team that could use Julio Jones.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that's. I don't want him to go to Baltimore.
Yes,
I want him to go to Tennessee. Tennessee, the only team I want to see.
Things will happen if Julio Jones goes to Baltimore. Things will happen.
Definitely.
He gonna have 500 receiving yards. He gonna have 500 receiving yards, bro. Because I'm gonna say this. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. I love the kid, bro.
That's hard.
He from the know. I know he's from Pompano. I love the kid, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But come on now, man. Be serious. Watch the games. If the middle hash is not open, he is running. He is running.
Yeah.
Hopefully he changes up this year.
Hey.
Dude, what do you expect when your number one receiver is Marquise Brown?
Bro, I'm gonna say Ryan Tannehill number one receiver was Brian Hartline, and he was slow as hell.
Brian
Hartline had himself a 1,000-yard season, though.
Yes.
Possession receiver, yeah.
Yes. And he's not burning nobody deep.
No.
He had Kenny Stills.
No.
He had Devontae Parker.
I'm talking about the first 3 years of Ryan Tannehill's.
Oh my gosh, bro.
You know what I'm talking about, Evan.
I remember it was Brian Hartline. You got Devon Best. It was the slowest wide receiver core ever.
And he was still winning 8 games with those receivers, bro.
I
don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear none of this crap.
Rookie season.
Who?
Lamar Jackson.
I'm gonna say this to you, bro. They made it to when Baltimore always have a good team. They go to the playoffs despite of their quarterback, bro. Despite of him. They made it to the playoffs. I'm gonna say this to you.
Come on.
When Ingram got hurt, Ingram was the engine of that offense that first year. He was the engine. When he got hurt, it fluttered. It just didn't work anymore. You understand? And then the next year, they start doing more read option. He take it out, run, throw the quick pass to the tight end to the wide open person. But it's like he need to evolve the offense, bro. I just want him to get better. That's all I want. I don't want to keep seeing the same thing because he's going to get hurt.
I'm with you on that though, because
I don't want to see that.
He needs to throw the ball more just so the runs become more effective.
Yes.
Because now when you get to the playoffs, bro, they know exactly what defense to run against.
You gotta play the window. You can't hate on that against the Titans.
He barely got. I'm gonna say this to you, Brian, because he messed up. You can see when he threw the ball. Damn. If he threw the ball on the other side, they would have won the game.
My fear with Lamar is that he's gonna be a regular season killer.
Yes.
And then nothing's gonna happen in the playoffs. That's my fear.
Like Phillip Rivers. Yeah.
No, because people forget it. That was Peyton Manning for a while too.
That was him.
That one of those Chargers teams should have went to the Super Bowl. They had
two of them.
Because they had Tomlinson, they had Gates, they had Phil. They had too many guys, man.
They had Jackson, that wide receiver. Come on now, dude.
How did they not?
Solid defense.
I blame the coach. I blame the coach for that team not making the Super Bowl.
You had Quentin Jammer.
Freaking put North Turner.
Oh, no.
How does North Turner keep getting these jobs? Every time I look up, he got a job at a different place. Like this guy keeps a job. I swear, he can't keep a job with the same team. He's worked for damn near every single team at this point, but this guy keeps a job.
Jim Caldwell can't get a job right now.
There it goes.
But I'm gonna say Caldwell. I'm gonna say this too.
Caldwell's wife kept him out the league for 2 years.
I'm gonna say this too. Like Marvin Lewis is a better coach than a lot of these people. Yeah. And he don't get a chance. He couldn't get over the hump. The dude went to the playoffs almost every year. He coached for the Bengals, the Bengals.
And he didn't exactly have a team of you know what I'm saying, dudes you could take and watch to. You know what I'm saying?
Model citizens. He didn't have model citizens on their team.
Right.
A whole bunch of convicts.
And I mean, let's be real. They were very talented.
Yes.
But when it came down to like keeping that discipline that you need in definitive moments.
Yes,
they blew up.
That's when they messed up.
Pac-Man Jones get to the playoffs, blew up. Montez Perfect went to playoffs, blew up.
Blew it up. And they could, and those two teams, they
could have won, and they were winning those games. They could
have won a Super Bowl those 2 years. You know that, right? Those 2 years, I felt they could have won a Super Bowl.
They couldn't get out their own way.
Yeah, that's their problem. That was the problem with the team.
Yeah.
So Marvin Lewis is a very good coach.
Mm-hmm.
So before we close this out, any final thoughts?
Oh man,
Quinte.
Please, Julio, go to Tennessee Titans, and Ingram get signed to the Dolphins. I really appreciate it. Bolster that defense, man.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind if we get one of the Bolster brothers to come back home and play home, or both of them. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just say, it's interesting to see what happens with Julio. I mean, he's getting to that point of his career where you can't really. I mean, he's been a dependable receiver his career, but once they get over 32, man, you can't mark him down for 16 games or 17 games, however games they want them to play now, right? So, hey, man, y'all want to pay $18 million a season for eight or 9 games? All right. If you feel like the Tennessee Titans, that's why I think Tennessee's the only real option here, because that's the only team that he can put them over the hump. They just about there. They just need that one more piece to put them over the hump, and he may be that piece. Kind of like how Antonio Brown was that last piece that Tampa Bay needed last year, and that put him over the hump. So, to be continued.
So he's like their secret weapon. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Well, Julio, as far as Julio Jones is concerned, he could join the Nets for all I care. Just stay out of the AFC East. And like Charlie Sheen, I want Melvin Ingram and Hooker. I don't want Hooker. I like to get Hooker. What's his name? His last name? His first name? I can't think of his name right now. The safety. They play for the Colts. T.J. Hooker. I think his name.
Okay.
I would like to have him as a depth piece as the Dolphins too, because he visited them.
I don't want him to take snaps from Hollins and Jones.
No, but I think he's just going to be like
a depth guy.
A backup
because
guy.
Right now our backup safeties are really special teamers. They're not safeties. You know what I mean? Fedulum is a special teams guy. They say he's a safety. He's really just a special teams guy.
Yeah,
bro, they put him in for 2 plays last season. And he got burnt on both of them. So we need.
This like when I hear Dolphins say, "Man, I'm happy we got rid of Bobby King." I'm like, dude, did you not know when he got hurt?
Why would you? Yeah,
he's solid. I know he's not though. You want to see Brian Dawkins? No, everybody's not going to be Brian Dawkins. Mm-hmm. He's going to do what he's good at. He's going to sit in coverage, not get beat deep, and break up passes when they come in his zone. He may not be the best tackler in the world, but he's going to get them down on the ground. He's going to jump on their back. He's going to do something.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, we will be back Wednesday at 10 p.m. Catch us on Instagram, NotForDebate_podcast. On Twitter, @NotForDebate. Catch us on Facebook, Spotify, and Apple TV. This is Not For Debate. Hope everyone has a good night. Peace.
Peace.